Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's video. It is Friday, the 16th of February, 2024. This is your Bitcoin and cryptocurrency update. And for today, we have Bitcoin holding the 52K range that we've been in for the past couple of days. Now, is this looking like a distribution, or can we still be expecting higher? That is the big question. So what we have today, yesterday, obviously, there was the New York Open. All right, this happened right as the New York session opened, came up, swept the highs, and then a pullback that just basically came back in to test what was the initial, this first zone of, okay, we've had this impulse up. This is our consolidation, and then we're looking at this very early initial range playing out, coming back in to test around the midpoint of that before getting a bounce. And the bounce, of course, as we often see, coming into that golden pocket before getting that move back down. So right now, it's right in the middle of the range. Okay, you can see this line here. This is our weekly point of control. We've got our daily open. And as I mentioned on yesterday's video, something very important to take note of when we do have these impulses is the anchored VWAP from when that impulse happens. So you can see here the number of times that this VWAP has acted as support, as support, as support, as support, as support. You have a momentary slip and it goes back underneath it. But once again, today it gets immediately reclaimed and acting as support again. And you do see this with a VWAP, okay? You run below. And this is the same for if it's like in a downtrending, then you'd run above it. But you run below, you fill bids below VWAP. You want to get in with those bids within that first standard deviation. So a quick little tip for you, if you want to look at the first standard deviation, if you are going to run below VWAP, you essentially want to be filling bids here. And if there is any close outside of that, that becomes your invalidation. And then you're looking for a move back up towards the top of the where is considered value for this particular move. So you can see here price just remaining within this value. You can see the top band of that VWAP and the lower band here. Anything within this area is fair value for where we are right now, and we can be looking for this to continue higher. Now, of course, it is also a Friday, okay, which means that first of all, some profit taking will be happening. So I haven't actually looked at the spot chart so far yet, but you would imagine that you're getting a little bit of selling on spot, which is a very normal thing to happen on a Friday. But also, this is, I would say, I would find it unusual for this to drop considerably before going into a weekend. For there to be a reversal on a Friday, unlikely. Normally when you have had a strong week, and of course this week has been a strong week, we can see we had that move up, back tested weekly open, and it's clearly been a week where we have trended higher. You would tend to find more often than not that the week does close up towards the top of the trend. It is unlikely that there is a reversal. So what would happen on a day like today? If there is to be a push up later on, you would anticipate maybe a move back into the POC, but the fact that we're within that point of control, we're holding this VWAP, I would say the higher probability is that we remain around here or explore up towards these highs. And that sets us up for a weekend where, there is starting to be some attention around crypto. People are starting to talk about it. So let's have maybe a weekend where we see things are continuing higher, where a lot of maybe new people start to get back in, and then next week maybe that's when you look to get them wrecked, but unlikely for that to happen today. I think if you're going to distribute, let's distribute after a weekend where maybe a lot of people are going to start getting into crypto, start to feel the FOMO. Just from a psychological perspective, that makes a little bit more sense to myself. So yeah, from a technical standpoint, holding that VWAP looks nice. I do like the drop that we've had back down, and I would be looking for higher still. It is relatively easy to catch long positions right now and to continue looking for higher prices. So there's a few other things that we can really take a look at. On the higher, like on Coinbase, for example, we are still in this daily gap, but only just, right? So we're approaching that 702 fib, which is 53K, and approaching these lows back here. okay, but we still do have this gap on the chart. And when you're looking at the weekly, then there is this gap basically between this high and over here that's not been yet completely filled. So yeah, certainly certainly a little bit higher that this could potentially go. Also, I think the weekly close is going to be quite important. So we can see this high, okay? This high, I don't like it when the line's so thick. I like it like that. But you see that this high that got put in back in December 2021, a weekly close, the narrative of, okay, are we going to get a close above these highs at the end of this week, which could potentially lead us to higher prices? And also from a weekly time frame, are we going to get a close through this gap, which would then give us, again, more probability that this is going to be continuing to search higher over the coming weeks? So yeah, everything looking like it's overextended for sure. But short term, I still do believe that we can continue to hold here, and that brings up more opportunities for altcoins, and that everything for now is still pretty good, pretty healthy. Yeah, cool. What else do we have to say? If we go over onto looking at other stuff, right? We have the liquidation heat maps, which have not loaded. Well, let's load them up. Then we can see again, okay, it's the standard thing. Okay, we've got liquidations then if we take out the highs and if we take out these lows. There are some long positions within here. I'm not sure yet that the CVD is looking okay. So if we do have a look over at our CVD right now, we can see open interest is continuing to increase. Divergence, no divergence to speak of. However, at this stage where we are right now, we are starting to see longs entering around here. We can see that basically the CVD starting to peak above where it was overnight. Open interest going a little bit higher here. So this has to start moving up now. Otherwise, we can see that there are potentially trapped longs within this area of the chart here. And that if there is to be the rolling over, then we will see that drop in open interest, these long positions getting wiped out fairly quickly. Now, what I was saying about the spot market is that, yeah, Friday, there we go. We often see this spot selling on a Friday morning just with profits being taken. See if that can continue. And there are actually some quite nice, once again, bullish divergences forming here where we can see that these lows with the perps basically leading that sell-off yesterday, but price managing to hold and is remaining quite stable for now. So yeah, certainly a lot of long positions knocked out of the market, maybe some short positions trapped down towards these lows here. Something else to note is if we are going to go into the weekend and to remain fairly bullish over the weekend, there's a big sell wall on Bitfinex. Now, this is something that I do pay attention to, okay? Bitfinex aren't really known for being too spoofy. If there is a big sell wall there, it will often stay there and get filled if price ends up there. So if there is to be a move up in towards this 53,500 to 54K, then that is quite a lot of Bitcoin, quite a lot of supply up there. And the Bitfinex charts, for any of you OGs out there, you'll know that they are fairly, yeah, it's something to be aware of. We can see this happen previously. Okay, you can see that there is this distribution taking place. This was a lot less than what we're obviously seeing up at this 53.5 and 54K. But these orders did get filled, and there is distribution taking place over on Bitfinex. So just something to be aware of on that. Looking at the general market, okay, it's kind of 50-50, right? You got some stuff up, you got some stuff down. VeChain's still on an absolute tear. Sai looking really good. Very happy about that because I am in a long position on this. But yeah, a few other things looking down, just seeing this kind of consolidation, continuous consolidation. There's something I haven't seen for a while. QNT. Nice to see that back in the green again. Anything else? Yeah, not really anything else. It would be interesting to see. I'm going to look at this when we come back to see if the attention on Bitcoin does start to increase over the weekend, because obviously we've had this big move up. There has been historically like very little interest from non people that aren't already in crypto. Okay, we're still very early within this market cycle. But if price does stay high here over the weekend, it'll be interesting to see if there's a lot of searching going on, if there's a lot of people getting into crypto Twitter, if there's a lot of people looking on YouTube, and if views and attention overall does start to increase when people are off work and when people are like, oh my God, what's this crypto thing that's going up so much? I want to get in. That will be something interesting to pay attention to. Other than that, yeah, nothing else to say really. Funding rates, normal, okay, slightly like funding rate. It's just whatever. Nothing to see here really. And yeah, other than that, I think yeah, I've said everything. Oh my God, I do this at the end of my videos all the time. Discord. So we have a couple of announcements. Just to wrap up this video, of course, we are still, this will be the last day. So if you do want to get, let me do the big one. All right, there we go. 70% off your first month. That code is going to end at midnight tonight. And yeah, so take yourself over onto the Discord or go to wop.com/Taurus-crypto, or just go to tauruscrypto.com and you can go click join the crew and that will take you over there. You can use your use the code TCLove at checkout for the 1 month plan, and it is valid for your first month payment. And also, if you want nice welcome bonuses with WooX and with Blofin, then both of these are currently on offer. WooX being the main exchange that I use. Okay, really nice exchange. Thoroughly recommend that you start using it. And for Blofin as well, really great exchange. Very similar to Bybit. I get similar like vibes with Blofin as I did with Bybit, and obviously can't use Bybit anymore. And they are a non KYC exchange. Very important for many of us. Okay, you do not need to do KYC on there. They have a solid API if you are trading on something like Teal Street or in Silico. And yeah, I would recommend using them as well. So deposit bonuses, and of course you do get those fee rebates if you sign up using the links that are in the description below. So yes, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great weekend, and yeah, see you next week. Cheers. Bye bye.